first thing you gotta do for us is that you have to admit you were wrong about Saturn last chapter. It was very copium.
And was I right or was I right?
Wait, hold on. About what?
Saturn.
You were saying, well,
Saturn.
he looks pretty bad here because he got stabbed by Bonnie, and that if he was a real top tier guy, he would have just dodged it. What happened in this chapter?
Oh, yeah, no.
Hey, I could have dodged it.
That Saturn took that hit on purpose.
Yes, no, see that part does show that he's immortal, so it doesn't matter. Fair enough.
That sounded a little bit like Cap, but I can see through that.
Yeah, I mean, because the idea, at that time it didn't look good at all, but at the same time, to show that he's immortal, that's fine. That's fair. Yeah. So
I don't think he's immortal.
Well, I think he's immortal. How did he regen?
He let it happen.
Devil fruit power. Devil fruit power. Regeneration.
There's a couple options.
It could be the awakening of a Zoan. It could be the awakening.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's 4 options. It's his devil fruits. It's the ultimate surgery. It could be something that he's a superhuman, like
because he looks the exact same in the flashback.
Yeah, I was about to say that this man has not aged in 38 years.
It could also be that his visage is just replicating a human form, and he actually could be a monster.
What? Maybe I don't know. I think it's
why Rainbow can do that.
That sounded hella complicated for just regeneration. So when I recall now, because I actually did for my video I did today. That's gonna be hopefully on like Monday or Tuesday next week.
Great video.
There could be it's a video about Kaido, how people are dunking on Kaido again for some reason because the awakening bullshit.
Oh, are they now? Oh damn.
It's happening again. We see that when he fights against when Sao was up there, Jay's form is a bit different. So if he has maybe because that could be his full Zoan form, his full beast form. So if he's in hybrid form, he's making like let's say a regular Zoan. Then I guess the only thing you argue is that if he's gonna be, let's say, a mythical Zoan user, that's possible. But at the same time, he could be, and just hear me out, it could be a different category of Zoans altogether. I know that's a bit annoying, but it could be demonic Zoans. So you have
demonic Zoans.
Regular Zoans, ancient Zoans, mythical Zoans, demonic
Zoans.
Maybe. What about deity? Yeah, I was about to say we have Sengoku, we have Nika. Why at that point why not say deity?
Mythical.
I mean, these could just be mythicals too, Cole. These could just be like a part of mythicals.
They could.
Well, they could be mythical zones, but just like evil ones.
Of a theme. I was
just gonna say, well, even when you look at Emu, I mean, it feels like there's a possession going on there, right? Because that body, like when you think about demonic possession, and when you think about the fact that you have that pentagram that was there with Saturn, it definitely doesn't. It feels like there's whatever that is that has possessed whatever her name is, her Lily's, whatever her body.
The ancestor, right?
Vivi, yes.
Yeah, and according to King Cobra, apparently Emu is among the 20 rulers of the that actually beat the world, the ancient kingdom. So Emu's probably a different user, but I'm wondering, let's say, and my idea was that you have a certain, let's say, set of demonic fruits, like ancient Zoans, mythical Zoans, demonic Zoans. It could be mythical, who knows? But they are kept within the Holy Land in a similar way that Caesar Clown operates, where like they have the fruits that are of the same type nearby somewhere, and then they recycle them constantly over the course of time. Because we know that at least J. Garcia Saturn was not among the members of the government that made the Nika, that name go away, and had the Gum fruit instead replace that. So they didn't hide the name. There were other members that did it before these guys did. So these guys could, let's say, maybe not be immortal, but let's say they have long life.
It could be that they take bodies and they use them to. They're kind of like just
homunculi.
Kinda, yeah.
Yeah, and then use those bodies to possess them.
I don't think so. I just think that they have like biological immortality.
It's kind of like Orochimaru, where he just keeps on taking new forms. And that's like in some sort of way, like immortality.
Body possession, yeah, maybe.
I just think it's biological immortality. Like he's immune to like age and disease, but he can still be killed.
There's a couple things
I think it is.
I want to throw out there that nobody's talking about this chapter. One is that Lafitte
got knocked out by
not yet.
Hang on. Black Pirates are creeping. They're still lurking like around Egghead. Like Lafitte is still creeping somewhere.
Yeah, true. They are still there.
So like I don't know what they're cooking.
Guys,
I don't know what they're waiting for, but they're cooking something.
But aside from that, like I just think it's interesting, like the parallels, like with Vegapunk and the moon, because like we saw when Enel went to the moon in the cover story. The title said the Moonanites, and they had the wings and the hieroglyphics, and they had the infinite energy source, just like Vegapunk, and we had the elongated skull flags. And then in Egghead Island, Vegapunk modeled some of his holograms off of the Space Kings on the moon. So I just think that's interesting, and I think it's interesting of like, even with Dragon, and like the Skypeans were clearly descendants of the Moonanites because they had the same depiction, the wings and everything. And so I really do think Dragon is a descendant of the Skypeans because he looks so similar to Viper, has the tattoos, and the same exact tattoos that he has is on the buildings on the moon. So I do think that like Dragon and ultimately Luffy is like a descendant of part of the Skypian race.
I think that this chapter is so fucking loaded that there's so much to talk about. Like you have the Buccaneers, you have potentially what a 17-year-old like Dragon would have done in God Valley. Like there's so much shit to do.
Let's talk about the most important. Let's talk about the most important thing then, guys.
Well, hold on.
Whose mom is Ginny?
Gotta be Bonnie's.
Bonnie's probably
Bonnie's.
Cole, your yokai devil fruit thing. I just want to say something real quick.
I did kind of theorize for like a joke that it was crocodile. I was like, wait, hold on.
Croco Mama is alive here.
Yeah, Croco Mama is Ginny.
Yeah, what's up?
And she was a revolutionary.
I was just gonna say your demonic devil fruit theory. It may not pan out just because we do know of a yokai fruit already existing, and it's categorized as a mythical fruit, and that's Onimaru's fruit.
But no, yokai, they're not evil by default, right? Part of like the difference between our demons in the West and their version of demons, aka yokai, is the fact that they're morally complex. Like they're gonna kill a bunch of humans. Like for example, the yokai that Saturn's based off of, he only gets pissed and comes out of the water when people start with nature.
Yeah, they're not demons in the Western Christian sense.
Exactly. But at the same time, the fact that all the guys there could feel this innately ominous energy, even someone like Jinbei, who's been around like very powerful cats like all of his life, right?
Yonko.
These guys, right? Even Yonko.
That's because
that
Saturn
ominous energy
is evil.
I'm saying like that thing has to be a very, very important note here. Where like there's something particular about this power that is abnormal from the usual power schema. What is exactly?
It could be just because it amplifies like Saturn's like innate evil. Like so we know that Saturn is evil. Like maybe just makes it more clear. Also, this chapter does wonders to like validate like Kaido's viewpoint. Like the celestial dragons are absolute scum. They have to be absolutely humiliated. Like I have never been so revolted by a chapter.
Yeah.
Like in a long time.
I did the math, Cole. If you genuinely believe that ever since 800 years ago that they do this every 3 years, let's just say it was 800 years ago to, if you do it 800 years to now, every 3 years, they have wiped out approximately 267 islands in 800 years.
I mean, we do not know if they continue to do this after.
We don't know, but if they did, that's insane. They wiped out.
There's 20 million islands, so it's all good.
I would say that this also validates like what kids say 3 times skip. Like compared to the celestial dragons, we pirates ain't nothing. Like we are saints compared to them.
Oh yeah.
Are we going to see that rocks pull up next chapter? I hope so.
Like I think that Oda has the chance here to actually do something like historic, where we can actually get potentially not only just a rock space reveal, but we also know that this island disappeared because probably of Emu. So maybe Emu, so we can get a rocks and an Emu face reveal at the end of this arc. That'd be like unbelievable stuff. If
Roger and Garp teaming up.
Kaido,
Whitebeard, a young Shiki with Whitebeard. Ooh.
The God Knights being formed. Like
we also get the face reveal like Ochoko and like Silver X because we still don't know these guys.
Like
John,
yeah, Rayleigh feats. Prime Rayleigh or nearly
Prime Rayleigh, yes.
Scabon. Here's a possibility you have to be ready for, though, guys. Is that we're just going to continue with Kuma's backstory and skip God Valley entirely.
Probably. Well, I can dream.
I
can dream.
Well, either way, we're gonna, no matter what, we're eventually gonna get like more of the flashbacks of God Valley.
Right. Because like Kuma could let's say escape with Ivankov and Ginny. It's possible.
Yeah, how'd you feel about that, Cole? Ivankov is getting some love now with Kuma's backstory. I love that.
I'm cool with that. That's great. Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Wasn't Ivankov like one of the founding members, like along with Kuma and
Dragon,
the revolutionary?
So we should see Dragon. Dragon should pull up in this flashback where he's a fraud.
Why is he a fraud?
I mean, he's been a fraud, but he'll be more of a fraud if he doesn't show up in this flashback.
Another thing right now. Another thing.
Watch your mouth. He's not in this flashback.
No, I will never watch my mouth about that. Wait, never.
From the flashbacks, the Celestial Dragon had those treasure chests. And they're the same looking ones as like the one that Luffy's fruit was in, and I possibly the same ones as what Shanks was in. So like it's possible that those chests are like rewards for the people that
maybe
compete in the tournament or whatever.
Also, I felt so
and it's
bad
possible Big Mom stole Kaido's devil fruit at God Valley out of one of those chests from the Celestials.
He could have gotten injured, and Big Mom said, "All right, here, eat this. It's a devil fruit. I don't know what's gonna do, but maybe it can help you." Something like that.
All right, Scale, what's your thoughts?
No, I was going to say I feel so fucking bad for Kuma. Like the man, he's just 9 when he meets like Emporio and Ginny. It's like, wow, for a 9-year-old, like it really makes you think. Like Kuma probably has one of the worst like pass out of any character in One Piece, and that's saying something.
Before I forget, one thing you have to remember is that Oda always likes to be a genocidal Mao Zedong maniac in flashbacks. He loves to just kill, slaughter, pillage, rape. He loves this stuff, bro.
Remember Law's backstory, man? He literally hit under a pile of dead children.
Remember
it's like,
Boa's
backstory?
What the Boa's backstory?
Rook had to deal with the corpses of his friends just like decaying away on a ship. It's like, yeah, bro. Like this is
I guess it doesn't directly like impact the present storyline timeline, so like you can just do whatever in the past and make it as crazy as possible.
Yes,
but you say that. You say that, but then we get like stuff like Kinemon, and he can't fucking die, but we can kill children and island nations and all that. It's like really.
That was the wild
Kinemon was the dumb one.
Pound.
Yeah, that was just bad writing.
Pound did not need to be alive.
Let's not go down the list.
See you. Bye bye.